Hey team, apparently we're live. Give me a few seconds to jump in, double check if you're catching the replay, chill out. I promise you it's not going to be too boring. We are live. What is up, Make More Sales family? How are you? It is Wednesday afternoon here. Holy moly, what a week. I'm not even going to get into that. I'm just going to get you to give me a hashtag sales if you are here. Because when we make more sales, we make more impact. So let me know you're here. Give me a hashtag sales. I can see there's a bunch of you jumping on. This energizes me, right? I want to know who I'm chatting with. I want to make sure that the examples that I give you are about you because you've made the time to get here. So I'm going to make sure that I make the time and the effort to communicate in examples that are relevant to you. It's not hashtag Tony, it's hashtag sales. Isla got it right. Isla does what she's told. Maybe everybody can jump in now and do hashtag whatever your name is. Hey, Kane. Oh, Tony, there's always one in every group. Yes? All right. Listen, what I'm going to show you today is freaking incredible. Like, incredible. It was shown to me recently. I'm now going to show you because this has helped me to solve a revenue problem and it's going to help you as well. And if you're working one-on-one with me, this is something that we can actually deep dive into for you. So stick around because it may be something you want to look at in a more personalized way. But here's the point. You think you need more clients, but actually it's not more clients. We get focused on getting more clients, but it's the steps involved to get there. And I'm going to show you a little equation today, which is going to really give you goosebumps, but also give you complete clarity on what to focus on in your business to move the needle forward rapidly now. If that's of interest to you, don't give me a hashtag your name, give me a hashtag clarity. I want to see clarity, clarity, clarity. And Tony, that means you as well, my friend. So let's get clarity. This is so cool. And I'm going to do a drawing and it's going to be fun. Yes. But here's what's happening. We often, being in business, being a coach, being a consultant, having a business, you think that you have to focus on getting more clients. Yes. Now, that is kind of true, but that's actually not the thing that you can affect. And so what's happening is you are spending hours a day, whether it's on social media, whether it's writing emails, whether you're going to speaking gigs and you're, giving speaking to try and convert people from those speaking events. You're spending hours a day either thinking about how to get more clients or doing things that you think are going to get you more clients. Now, you may be feeling like you're spinning your wheels a bit because what's happening is you're doing a whole bunch of activity and you kind of feel like you get to the end of the day, you get to the end of the week and you're like, I did so many things. I did all of the things. And then when you look at the tangible outcome, whether it's how many new clients you converted, or you look at, say, revenue or income, and sometimes you might be sitting there going, what the heck is going on? Because I'm doing so much to attract a new client and you feel like the input is not matching the output, right? And if that's happening, then you know that there's something not quite right. But I think one of the biggest problems is that we often don't know what our problem is to work on. So we guess. Who can relate? You're like, I know something's not quite right, but I'm not 100% certain what the thing is that's not quite right. So I'm just going to guess, or I'm just going to focus my energy into this one thing, like get new clients. And then at some point, whether it's 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 months later, you're like, hang on, something's still not working. And so I think a lot of the time, our problem is not our problem. Our problem is that we don't know what to actually focus on to move the needle forward in whatever area that is that you want to focus on, right? But in the context of today, we're going to talk about your business. I'm mindful I'm talking really fast. I am going to try and slow down. I had one of you one-on-one clients today in session tell me that you were listening to me on double speed, a replay. Who's done this? Have you listened to me on double speed and then all of a sudden you're like, Holy moly, you probably have to slow me down, not speed me up on the replays. Yes, I find that hilarious. All right. So you might be on the other end of the scale where you are actually thinking that you're having a degree of success, right? Meaning that maybe you're doing 20, 30, 50K months and you're thinking, well, like I'm pretty comfortable. So you might think you don't actually have a problem. But the truth is, to get to that 20, 30, 50K, you are probably not doing it in the most efficient way. Right? So just because you've got some solid revenue, there's actually things that you could be doing inside of your business that improve the amount of time you are spending to get that 20, 30, 40, 50K revenue. Because let's be honest, you got into business to have a lifestyle, to do things in your personal life instead of being chained to your desk. So even if you're doing the 20, 30, 40, 50, K months, you're going to get a lot out of this to stick around, because what's actually happened is you've hit a revenue or an income ceiling. There's nothing else that you can fit in your day that's going to take you from 20 to 40 or 40 to 70. Yes. So this is going to be really, really cool, because you can't do any more than you're already doing, whether you are at 5K months or you are at 100K months. My guess is your days are pretty jam-packed now. So in order for you to move the needle, to move yourself to your next level, whatever that is for you, not everybody else, let's get out of the comparison trap. But I know for every single one of you in this community, you're doing your absolute best, and you're busy, personal and professional. So today is about you getting the solution to what to actually move, like what to shuffle or change in your business to move the needle forward. Because it's not about doing any more. It's about what you're doing it more efficiently. So I'm gonna draw you an equation. Now, at this point, if you hate math like me, right? I'm a lawyer, not a mathematician by trade. If you don't like math, I get it. But I encourage you to stay, because this is actually the most simplistic equation that you'll ever see in your life, and it's going to give you freaking goosebumps. So give me a hashtag math if you're open. If you're just open, I'm not saying you have to love it. I'm not saying you have to love math, but just give me a hashtag open if you're willing to be open to the idea of seeing this equation. Yes? Open mind, open heart. I am sure there's going to be some of you that are going to give me a hashtag open. I think there's a bit of a delay, right? So sometimes I'll say stuff and then, there we go. Isla's first one, Sue. Yes, Brittany, I really was. All right, so here we go. I'm not even going to ask you to tell me that you love math. I'm just going to get you to do hashtag open. All right, I'm going to do you a drawing, because I know that you love drawings and I love drawing them. Not moth, Tony. Mamma mia, I tell you what. All right, let me share screen. Let's get serious, yes? Let's get serious. Bear with me. Tony is distracting me. It's all Tony's fault. All right, here we go. Here is the math. Let me turn the heater down. It's been a weird day in Sydney. It's been freaking freezing, but it's also been kind of hot. All right, here we go. So the purpose of what I'm about to show you is so you get clarity on what the problem is inside of your business to actually be focused on to get more revenue, because it's not clients. So let's do this. Are you ready? Yes, you are. All right, here's the math. So in your business, you are looking to increase leads, to increase the conversion of those leads. So as in how many sales calls, for example, or how many conversations do you convert? And in doing so, that actually gives you more customers or more clients. Now you might think, yeah, duh, but really? Because most of the time you're running around thinking that you can increase the amount of customers, but actually you can't increase the amount of customers or clients. You can't affect that. The customers or the clients is actually the end equation. It's the end result. You can't affect how many clients you get. What you can affect is the amount of leads that you bring in. So the volume of leads, that's what you can actually affect, whether it's through organic or paid methods. And then you can actually affect the number of those leads that you actually convert. You can't control clients. What you can control is number of leads and how many of those leads you convert. Now, it gets a little more in depth than this, right? So what happens is leads times conversions equals the amount of clients that you actually have. And then if you want to go another step further, once you get those clients or customers, the next step in increasing your revenue or your income is actually by the number of transactions that each client or customer averages with you per year. And I'm going to do this equation and then we're going to break down each of the elements, right? So stick around because it'll get easier to understand. But I'm going to do the equation for you first and then we'll go back. But so basically at this point, you can affect the number of leads and then you can affect the number of conversions that you get from those leads. You can't actually affect more clients. You can't just go, I'm going to get more clients. It's actually the leads and the conversions that you can increase that result in the bottom line of more clients. And then once you increase your client number or your customer number, again, you can increase your revenue when you have a higher transaction average per year per customer. Right? In addition to that, just jumping over to have a look at what you guys are doing over here in the comments. All right. Then once you've increased that, so you're starting to see some real movement on the bottom line. Once you've done that, you then can times the average dollar spent per customer or client. And that actually equals your revenue. Now, the things I'm putting in red here, team, the things in red is what you don't have control over affecting. You can't increase clients. You can increase leads and conversions of those leads. That equals higher clients. And then once you get those clients, you can't increase that number, but what you can increase is the average number of transactions per client or customer and the average dollar spend per customer or client. That's what equals the increase in your revenue. Who's getting this so far? Yes? Yes, no? Let me know in the comments if this is making sense. I know math is a bit bland, but this is actually really exciting, especially as we deep dive into it, which we are going to go into in a minute. Then if you want to go one step further to really be in control of your revenue, you can then look to increase your profit margin. Nobody's telling me, okay, Sue's getting it. I've got one person that's getting this. Pow, pow. I'm going to strip it back, don't worry, but I've got to give you the whole picture, the bird's eye view, and then we'll drill into each part and what you can actually do now, today, this week. If this is not making sense, be honest. Let us know in the comments because I'll find a way to make it make sense. Isla's getting it. Awesome. Right, so then like once you've got the revenue, you might think, oh, I've maxed out revenue. But no, again, you can increase by increasing your profit margin. And the way to increase your profit margin is to actually look at the things that you've got unnecessary spend on and start to strip some of that back. And then what you get is your profit net before tax, which here in Australia, possibly New Zealand and somewhere else, is known as EBIT. Okay, Tony. So Tony says, I'm getting more customers and I'm charging my existing customers more. Is that wrong? No, but I mean, obviously you've got to be giving value for what you're charging. But so let's drill into this, right? Because you think that you need more clients, but it's not the clients that you can focus on affecting. So let's talk about this, right? So here's the thing. You can affect or increase the number of leads that you bring in, whether it's through organic or paid methods, right? So maybe at the moment, maybe you only bring in 50 leads per month. And so maybe you're only closing 1 or 2 clients per month. I don't know what your numbers are exactly. And again, if you're working one-on-one with me, we can have a look at this, right? But so for example, organically or paid, maybe you're only bringing in 50 new leads per month. And maybe you're finding that that's only equating to maybe 2 clients. You can't increase the number of clients, but what you can do is you can increase this. So if you're currently bringing in 50 new leads, maybe if you want to get over here, if you want to double the amount of clients, if you want to have 4 clients a month and you're currently bringing in 50 leads to get 2, you now know you've got to bring in 100 leads to get 4. But the other thing that you can be looking at is not just how many leads do you bring in, but how can you increase the percentage that you convert? Because that's through things like your sales process, how you're running a sales call, your sales page. Is this making sense, guys? Are you getting excited? Give me a hashtag excited if you are, because I freaking love this and I'm not a math person. But when you go, right, well, if I'm currently doing 50 leads and I'm getting 2 new clients and I want to increase that to 4, you've got 2 choices. Right now, this week, you either focus on bringing in more leads, whether it's organic or paid, or you focus on the 50 that you keep bringing in every month, but how do you increase the conversion of those 50? So how do you get better at your sales call? So that instead of closing 2 clients, you're closing 4. Yes? When you see this, you start to see the power that you have. Yep, Brit's loving it. Logic, practical. I love it. At least one person's excited. Seriously, right. So let's just focus on this one line, just this one line above, right? I've given you the full equation, but today, for this conversation only, we're just going to focus on the top line. How do you either increase your leads, right, the leads, or rather than bringing in more leads, what you do is you focus on the ones that you bring in, how you actually increase the conversions, because that's where you're going to actually increase the client number. And you just work your way backwards, guys. So often we're sitting there feeling powerless inside of our business, thinking that we can't affect the change. And like Brittany said, but if you look at it from logic and practicality, you start to see what you can actually do now without having to do more, by the way. It's not about spending more time. You look at it and you go, well, what is my deficit? Right now, what is your deficit? Is it the number of leads, or could you just be better at converting the leads that you're bringing in? So I'll give you some examples. Relying on referrals, you're going to be out of control when it comes to trying to increase leads. I'm trying to change the color here. Why is it not work for me? Okay, so for example, if you typically rely on referrals, You can't serve the world relying on referrals because you're not in control of the tap. So you're waiting, you're being passive. So now all of a sudden you go, okay, well, if that's me, what do I need to do? I can still enjoy the referrals, but what do I need to do to proactively be in control of increasing my lead numbers? Equally, if you're just being passive and waiting for people to come to you, you share some content, wait for people to reach out to you, you're not going to increase the number of leads. And you're not going to increase the number of conversions. If leads are not your problem, if you think that you're doing a pretty good job of the number of leads that you're bringing in, maybe the thing you need to focus on is how do I convert more of them? So how you convert more of the leads you're already bringing in is to actually focus on improving your sales life cycle process. So from the entry point of that lead, map out the customer or the lead journey. What happens in the process that you're currently doing? So if you bring in 10 new people into your Facebook profile, what happens from there? What is their journey? Not yours. What is their current journey with you? Because the sale life cycle process actually starts from the minute they become a lead. But if you're not controlling their journey, again, you're being passive, you're waiting, and you can't control that. The other thing you can look at if you want to increase your conversions is your sales call process, or if you're closing people in the DMs, that is the process you would work on. How are you running your calls? Are you speaking with them? Are they running the call for you? Is your closing not so great? Do you have an inability to really get in there, hold space for them, pull out the emotion, and then create a safe space for them where they completely know that you can help them solve that problem? Because I see a lot of coaches coach people on sales calls, and that is not the frickin' place. You are not there to coach. Sales call is not there to coach, guys. Sales call is there to stop your lead, your person that you're there connecting with, to stop them from running away. Get really freaking honest about what's going on for them and show up and show them that you can help them. But it's not there to coach. And I see a lot of coaches also get really scared to ask some of the hard questions on these calls. And that's why you're not closing as many calls or as many DM conversations. So it's super simple, right? Right now, today, don't even worry about this. That can be a conversation for another day, but you see the whole map. I want to give you the whole map, right? But right now, these two things, how can you improve those two things? Because that's what spurts out at the end more clients. Yes? I freaking love it. Let me stop sharing screen. I don't even know where I am now. Here we are. Stop share. Boom. Okay, I'm back. I'm back in the room. All right, and let me close down all of these conversations that are going on in the background. All right, so once you can improve or focus on your leads or your conversions, now you start to get more clients flowing in. And it's not about doing anything extra. It's about improving the processes that you're already using for leads or conversions. So I would love to hear from you in the comments. What are you seeing now after seeing that equation? What is the one that you need to focus on right now in your business that would actually move the needle forward for you? If you could improve the leads or the conversions, which one is actually going to move the needle for you? Because you might have a lot of leads coming in, but you're doing a pretty poor job of converting those leads. So you know that leads isn't the problem, it's actually conversions. Or you may actually not need to, maybe you're great at converting, like maybe you've got an 80% conversion rate, but the problem is you're not getting in front of enough people, right? Awesome. Brits, leads, quality leads. Okay, great. Sue, more leads by far, individuals and corporates. Okay, great. So from what the ladies are sharing there, that means that once you're with people, you've got a great ability to convert, right? But what you actually need is to get in front of more people. I love both leads and conversions. Okay. And isn't it great? Here's the thing I love about this. You're not in the dark anymore. How freaking good is it? It's not bad news. Right? This is not about, oh crap, I'm not great at leads, or I'm not great at conversions. It's like, okay, I get where my gap is, and now I know what to focus on. So now you're not just spinning your wheels. You're not on the hamster wheel running all day long, aimlessly, just doing stuff for the sake of doing it. You know that you've either got to increase your ability to close, which means working on your sales technique, which obviously, you know, for many of you, we do that in my one-on-ones. Or you know that you've just got to increase your leads organically by knowing who to add, how to do it. And a major part in all of this, whether it's leads or conversions, is your mindset. Mindset, mindset, mindset. So if you've seen this equation today and you're sitting there going, oh, I've got a problem, then that's actually a mindset problem. It's not an equation problem. If you're seeing this equation today and you're like, yes, now that I know what it is, I know where to focus my time and energy. Because by the way, you're always going to have problems. This is business, right? I want to know what the problems are that I should be focused on so that I can keep growing. And that's why when I saw this, it got me excited. That's why I want to share this with you. So Brits is excited. She's working through the Connect with Content program. Maria, yep, you've got to focus on leads. Perfect. Team, that is us. So before you race off, give me a hashtag clarity if this has given you a degree of clarity, if this has really helped you today to go, like, to have those light bulb moments, right? I would love to hear from you if you are loving what you've seen today. If you don't, you can tell me that as well. Like, it's not going to be for everybody, but I love this equation because now you know where to place your time and your energy, right? So Isla, thank you so much. I so appreciate you being here. Sue, awesome. Perfect. So team, you may even want to go back and watch this as a replay, maybe not on double speed, maybe you want to slow it down, but seriously, get really clear on what it is for you. That is where we focus your time and energy, especially if you're working one-on-one with me. We will be talking about this in your one-on-ones. And get out there and do what it takes. And of course, if you want to connect with me and have a conversation about this, you can. But either way, you now know what to focus on. So that is our weekly Make More Sales training. I'll be back same time next week. I've got something super, super exciting to share with you next week. I actually cannot wait. Next week is all about how I went from $0 to $250,000 in my first year in business, and of course how you can too. But until then, have an incredible rest of your day, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye, team.